All right, you guys, welcome back to the Alpha platform. I want to talk about the situation because I feel like I brought it up on my channel many times, but essentially not having gay friends. And I want to tell you guys a story that happened to me today. So my husband has a friend that he works with that helped him to get a job. This individual recently got into a car accident and he lost his car. So my husband's been doing him a favor, running him around every now and then to help him like try to find a car and whatnot. Well, fast forward to today, it turns out the dude needs to travel like an hour and 30 minutes away from where we live at to go look at a car. And at first, I felt like I wasn't supposed to come. You know how like you feel like one person doesn't want you there or they're not expecting you to be there? So my husband calls me on the phone. He's like, hey, I just found out that this professor wants, me to take him to Houston, blah, blah. He's also gay. He's gay and single. He's a little bit older than us, so he's closer to 40. And I just, I was like, wait a minute. Like, I'm just now finding out that you got to spend, an hour, 30 minutes taking this dude one place so he can, handle his business in the car dealership, and an hour, 30 minutes coming back. You're not going to get home to 10, 11. Like, that's not okay with me. Like, as a married man, I need you home at a certain time because I'm expecting you to do certain stuff around the house. Like, whatever you do with your friends is going to have to wait. Like, that stuff comes second after the marriage and after your duties to the marriage. So anyhow, I was like, you know what, whatever. I'll end up going with y'all to Houston because I don't feel comfortable. I'll go with y'all to Houston and, we'll just make it work and help you find a car. So here we are in Houston helping this dude find a car. But I noticed that when this dude came into my house, our house, to meet me, like he had an attitude, like he wasn't expecting me to be there. And I feel like he had an attitude because I was delaying the trip to Houston because I had to work. So we spent like a 45 minutes at my house, while I was working, finishing up, and then we headed off to the dealership. But what I'm going to say is that this is why I get on my platform, and I always encourage you guys to try to get partnered up, to try to find a man, because then you end up becoming 40. And you have nobody to chauffeur you around when you have emergencies. You have nobody to pick you up from the hospital when you need surgeries. You become 40 and you start depending on other people's husbands to do stuff for you. And single people don't understand the lives of married people and what married people, what things they have in place to keep their marriage and their vows intact. For example, in my marriage, I've been very vocal about we don't hang out with single gay men. Like, we don't hang out with single gay men. We don't do that. So if the gay man needs to do something with me, I'm like, oh, here's my husband, he's coming too. Because what gay dudes would do is this. They would be like, oh, Alfred, like, I don't want to hang out with your husband, but I want to hang out with you. Like, oh, your husband's gone and you need him to come back before we can go. Oh, no, I'm just going to pick you up. We can go ourselves, blah, blah. No, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Like, whenever I make moves in this world, I always think about how will this look to my husband? How can I explain this shit to my, how can I explain this to my husband? If he has a bad thought, how can I make sure that he understands nothing happened with this single dude that I'm hanging out with? That's why I don't hang out with single gay men, period. I don't.
Hey guys, I just want to add a little more to that video. So, and I apologize for the background noise, but the highway is right here. It's loud, it's noisy. I try my best to be as loud as I can. What I'm trying to say is, what are we doing? Like, what do we plan to do at 40, 45, 50? And still single as gay men? Like, what are we planning to do? So when we need stuff in life, like your car breaks down, you have a medical issue, or for whatever reason you need somebody to help take care of you, what are we going to do? If you don't have a boyfriend, a long-term committed boyfriend, you don't have a husband, what are you going to do? There has been moments in my life when I've always prided myself on being hyper independent. I don't need nobody, not even my husband. But when I had my mental issues, my mental health issues, I needed my husband. And I broke down because I realized, wait a minute, like, I've been living in a false reality. At any moment, I could lose my independence, and then what? So I always tell you guys, if I ever got a divorce, the first thing I would do is get back out on the dating market and find a new husband. I wouldn't be hooking up. I wouldn't be wasting my time. I would immediately get out there and find another husband. Does it have to make as much money as me? I'm only focused on how you treat me, period. That's all that matters to me.
So yeah, like I told my husband, like, hey, like this dude came into my house, our house, and he had an attitude when he met me. Like when I first meet a gay dude, I pay close attention to them. I pay attention to their body language and their eye contact. The dude, I think he wasn't expecting me to be black, but he kind of like, he didn't look me in the eye. He kind of looked away as he was shaking my hand. That already like kind of set me off. And I told my husband, hey, look, I don't want this dude around anymore. Like, we're going to help him get his car, but that's it after this. Like, we're not bending over backwards to help this dude anymore because I don't like his vibe. I don't like his energy. And a lot of gay dudes be with that F-ish. Like, y'all be with it. Y'all be with it. Y'all don't respect relationships. Y'all don't respect boundaries. Why? It's because many gay people do not have boundaries and they don't value monogamy in relationships. So when you do meet a gay couple that's monogamous, we have to be like, there's boundaries and there's rules to make our marriage work. And y'all will hear those boundaries and rules and be like, oh, that's crazy, that's insecure, that's jealous. No. It's none of those things, bro. This is how you make marriage work. And this is why I don't like talking to people who are not married, because it's like, y'all don't be understanding what it's like. Y'all don't understand what it's like to take a vow to be with someone, to support someone, to love someone, to hold someone down for the rest of your life. Y'all don't get it, and how hard it is and how many sacrifices you have to make. So it's like, yeah, I don't hang around with a lot of single gay dudes. We don't, go around with a lot of single gay dudes in our marriage and our relationship. We tend to hang out with other couples. And it's just because they understand what it's like. They get it. They don't hear about, oh, my husband has to join along and then get an attitude about it. Because they understand, to make a relationship work, there has to be these sort of things coming into play. You have to do it this way to make it work. If you're a married dude and your man is spending all his time alone, the dude is going to start cheating. That's what we men do. If you want to be faithful, you need your partner around, period. But yeah, I don't know, like, have you guys been through similar situations with gay dudes and like not having gay friends? Because I'll be straight up, I don't have a lot of gay friends. I tell you guys that all the time. I don't have a lot of gay friends because I don't trust these dudes, bro. Like, I've been through it so many times with them sending me inappropriate pictures, them asking me if I really love my husband, do I really want to be with my husband? If they're not giving me an attitude, they're giving him an attitude because he's with me, and they want to be with me too, but they can't because he's with me already. Or like, I remember when we first met, my husband was the better looking partner. He was, when we were younger, when we were kids. And I remember this dude came up to us in the club and he's like, hey, you guys want to have a threesome? And I was like, no. Like, we were like, no, we're not interested. But I could tell that he was more interested in my husband than he was into me, because, like, again, in my early 20s and my 20s, I was not considered desirable as we like to think of it as today. But now the roles have reversed, and it's like me getting all the attention and me having to, like, oh no, I can't. Like, my DMs are full, bro. And I respect my husband so much, it's like I don't even open the DMs. I don't even look at the messages, because it's like I don't want him to even see it and be like, hey, why are you entertaining these dudes when I'm not, you know? So yeah, it's like the frustration with single gay men not understanding married men and thinking that we're crazy for having boundaries and for having, for having things that we will and will not do. They think we're crazy, and we're not. And a lot of single people, whether you're gay or straight, whatever, they have that same mindset about people in relationships. Like, y'all are crazy, y'all doing too much, y'all spend too much time together. But when you actually like your husband or your wife, you spend time together, bro. Like, when you actually are in love with someone, this is what you do. So a lot of y'all are in relationships, y'all don't even love y'all's partners. Y'all don't even like y'all's partners like that. That's why y'all can't imagine doing the healthy stuff that people do to make their marriages work for 10 plus years. Y'all don't get it. So yeah, man, like, just the frustration dealing with single gays, like, just having a dude come in my house and look at me with a stank face. The first thing in my mind, I'm thinking, like, okay, like, dude, are you messing around with my husband or something? That's why are you jealous? Like, what's going on? Why you have the stank face? But then when I talked to my husband about it, I realized that maybe this dude, I made them late because I had to work late, and I'm not letting my dude go out 2 hours with a single gay man and then come back, do whatever he do, come back 2 hours later. It's just not appropriate in my book. Y'all get in the comments, clown me, say what y'all want to say. It's just not appropriate. So it didn't go down like that. All right, y'all. That's all I got for today. I want to give you guys commentary on that. People in relationships, it's only for gays in relationships, bro. If you're in a relationship, what do you do to protect your relationship or your marriage? Do you hang around single gay men? Because I don't. All right, y'all. That's all I got. Wolf is back. We're back. Peace.